Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is just a quick rundown about a solution to a particular issue which raised by my friend in the Xiaohongshu. So she's asking if she has already 3 tables ready. Each table is about a freight charge. For example, if the destination is A and the weight is for within between, like say, 0.01 to 0.05, it's gonna be charged 3. Otherwise, it's going to be 5, and so on and so forth. The problem is that the rate card has been scattered into destination A, destination B, and destination C. So they only have a single weight column for each of the rate table and say a charge, but actually you can tell it's a band. So from 0 to 0.01 is going to be charged 19. Next band is going to be 20, 21. That's the, you can say, dollar amount charge. So the problem is with the target table in this format, when actual weight comes, for example, for A, the weight is 1.25, what would be the charge? So simply we can check that 1.25 is over here, A table, 1.25 is between 1 and 1.35, so the 7 going to be over here. And for the second one, we can easily find that the result is supposed to be 4, and 3 is because it's greater than or equal to 3, which is 26 exactly. We know that in Excel, it's very easy to achieve the same result using the VLOOKUP function. You can say VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP has several components. For the last one is the key components that for us to achieve the result. Because by using different values, for example 0 and 1, you are actually command this function to do a vague search or a very exact search. So let's get started. So if we look up, what we're going to do, we're going to look up this value in this table, right? And then I'm going to say I'm going to return the second, which is the charge column. And then lookup range here, I'm going to put 1. 1 is true, which is approximate search. Otherwise, it's going to be false and the exact match. So once we have this, we hit enter. But this is wrong because we're looking at different tables. So your difficulty is those 3 tables are not together. So for this one, if I hit F2 to highlight that, I need to repoint this to your right direction and hit enter. For the same one over here, I have to, we're going to drag this over the bottom and then read that. So now if I review that of this formula, so what we're saying is for each of the formula, we're looking up the value of the actual charge by selecting the range, which is the lookup range, and also the return range, and then using a vague search 1, we're achieving our result magically. But what you're thinking about VLOOKUP is that it's kind of convenient, but it's not structured. For example, in our case, the VLOOKUP doesn't need to count. You need to swap the target direction. For example, this one, you need to, before you combine this everything together, you cannot, like say, dynamically retrieve the area. Every time you have to do it manually. So today we're going to talk about how to do that systematically in powerquery using the powerquery method. So let's get started. So first we need to load those tables into the backend. So it's pretty easy. You can just create tables and header, yes. This one you can do that as well. But first, let me change the name. Go into formula bar, and you have this name range, and we can edit this one. Let's just say this is the rate for A. Okay, once this is done, we just do another one, Control T, add a new table. For this new table, we're just going to the name manager to change the name as well. It's going to be the rate and the score B. We hit OK. Finish that. We do the same thing for the C and select everything. Control T, has header, yes. Go into the formula bar, change the name manager, and add it. It's going to be the rate C. Okay. Once this has been done, we also need to have this ingested. So Control T, and this time I'm going to go into the formula bar, and then this is going to be our rate actual. Okay. Once we have this preparation done, we can close that. And then next step is have this get data from the table or range. Okay. Once you click the button, it will ingest the rate A as a query over here. You can see A. You can repeat the ingestion process by selecting another table and then going to that, but we get shortcut. So we just duplicate this multiple times. Duplicate once, duplicate twice, duplicate third times. So the first one we know is rate A, but for the rate B, we can easily go into the source because we know the name of the table is B. We just rename that, right? So this one, we change that coordinate, which is B. For this one, we know that we're going to use this as a C, so C will be the name. And then double click, change the name as a C. For this one, we're going to change that to rate actual. For the rate actual, we're just going to the source, rate actual. Okay, now you can see we have everything ready, right? For this one, we got, that's fine because last time we tried to change the type, that doesn't work. For this one, we have done this, so you can redefine this as a text. And the actual weight, we just say is decimal. For this one, we just leave that because we just try to get the rate actual charge, right? So we remove that. Okay. So what we're trying to do over here with this rate ABC table, we want to try to find when actual rate come with a specific destination, what kind of charge I should allocate to that line, specifically these three lines. So it's kind of VLOOKUP, but there's no concept of VLOOKUP in powerquery, so we need to find a workaround. So workaround from this solution that I provide is you need to have a two-dimension in the rate table. Let's just say this is rate table ABC. You need to have a rate, weight from, and weight to. Once you have that weight band for each of the row, so say from 0 to 0.01, you're going to charge 1. Once you have that element in your table, we're going to use that to against this actual value, see if this value fall within that band. And then we can filter the whole thing with true to only retain the row that we need. So what we do is we're going to have another column attached to this table, say weight from and weight to. So this is the starting point. You also have an ending point of your weight to indicate for that particular row, weight from and weight to, your charge is going to be $1. Okay, how should we do that? So first we can duplicate this rate. Once we duplicate, we need to quickly assign an index. This is very important. For the new table, what we're going to do is we're going to the home. We're going to remove the top row. Let's just say 1. Okay, once we remove the top row, you can see the difference between table A and A2. For table A, it has actually 9 rows. This one has 88 because initially explicitly removed the first row. Once we have removed the first row, we can add a column. Same as the original table, we're going to index from 1. Now both table has this index column. I can use that as a bridge to merge this column. So let's just say going to the home, we're going to merge as a new. Rate A going to merge with rate A2 by the index column. You can see 8 out of 9 can match because I intentionally removed the first row from the table A, right? The duplicate of table A. If I click OK. Once I have that done, I have this merge column. Still 9 rows, but I have that as a table attached to each row for the A2. And then you can expand this. For expand this, we think about it. We don't need original name. We don't need the destination. We know it's A. We need the weight because that weight is our ending point of that band of the weight. Charge we don't need. Index we don't need. We click OK. Once we have that, we can move these two together. So you can see I'm actually I'm reviewing the second band or the starting point of the second band to the first row as the ending point. In that way, I have a continuing band working in a range format for me. So once I have this, I'm going to rename this as weight from. This is going to be weight 2. And for the charges, I need that. For the index, I don't need that. We can remove that. So that's the touch we have done for the merge. Once we have done this, we can just call this as a merge A. Okay, so we need to replicate this process for the B, for the C. You can see now I have a band. I have a from, I have 2 from and 2 from and 2 and from 2. And then I have a charge actually, right? So once this is done, now we have finished the merge A, merge B, merge C. They follow the exact same logic. So what we're going to do, we're going to put all of this into a group. This group we just call the raw. Once we have that, we're going to call this as into the, like say, a new group, say process. Okay, once we have this ready, now next step is we're going to append those 3 tables. After I have this band, every table has the exact same structure, which means the count of the column and the column name is exactly the same. Width from, width to charge, width from, width to charge. So what we're going to do is we're going to append them as a new. For this append, we're going to append 3 tables. So merge A, B, and C. Okay. Once you have that append, you can see append, we can call this append rate. Okay. Once you have the append rate, you can see we have A, B, C in the table, and for the rate card from and to for what kind of a charge. So next step is we know that in the raw we have actual rate, right? So in the actual rate, we drag this into the process. So in the actual rate, what we're going to do? In the actual rate is pretty easy. We're going to merge again as a new. This time we're going to use the rate actual merge with the append rate. What we're going to do, we're going to merge everything. It's a blind merge, which means we don't define specific row to merge. We just say if there's A, return the whole table where it has the A section. So if you hit OK. Now you can see everything has to stay with 3 rows, but once you're going to expand this data, we don't care about destination. We only care about weight from, to, and charge, right? So hit OK. Now you can see the actual charge from A start to expand a lot because on the corresponding table, which is from append rate, it has many rows for the A. That's why the expand this many from row 1 to row 9. But what we're going to do is we're going to do an evaluation. For example, in the custom column, we're gonna see if this 1.25 actual is fall within this band, which is easy. We can say this as a helper. Once we have this helper, we're going to evaluate equal to, we're going to say actual weight greater or equal to the weight from. We're going to say and actual weight less than weight 2. So we're saying we think 1.25 is within this band, greater or equal to the lower and less than the greater the upper band. I say this is true. You tell me if it's true or not. So that's what it says. It's actually going to evaluate true or false based on this assumption. I say okay. Then the additional start to calculate to compare. False means that it's for outside. When this is true, is because 1.25 is greater than 1 and less than 1.35. That's why it's true. For this one, it's true is because 0.02 is within this band. So that's why it's true. So all we need to do is filter the whole thing with the true only. Now you can see only 3 lines has been returned. Let's do a little bit clean. We're almost there. So we need remove this helper. Now our table is clear. It's telling you when the actual weight is 1.25, it'll fall within what kind of band that I design, and also for that band, what kind of charge I'm using. This will take this destination A into consideration. Destination is one of the rules to judge what kind of value being used, because this 7 is coming from rate A table only. Okay, once we've done that, let's just say marriage. Okay, we can put this into a new group. We can say output. So we're going to done, we close and load. Don't close and load directly, always close and load too, so you get a chance to say I only need connection only. Here we're not building a data model, so don't take this. It's gonna consume your memory, so we don't do that. Okay. Once we have loaded, you can see going to the process, we're just going to the output straight away. Right click, there's a load to. Once the load to, this time we're not going to connection, we're going to load its table. You'll say I want to load over here. Hit OK. Now you can see for the A, 1.25 actual charge is 4 within this band, and charge is 7, and 4, and 26. So let's wrap the whole thing up. We have 3 tables which is capture different destination with different weight for different charge. Their weight band, their weight range categorization is actually the same. That's why we can form another additional column to say weight from and weight to. Second, you can append these 3 tables together and then merge that whole rate table with this table to expand the row. And then we start to evaluate for each of the band if this 1.25 fall within a specific band. And then we filter the whole column with the helper column to true to return only 3 rows for the actual charge. So that's everything. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's catch up next time.